Okay. So what we did last week, what we talked about last week? Just briefly explain. So I told you that the major important thing here is for you to be able to understand and identify different method of a string. So you need to look at the string and take note of. And I gave you task that you should go and study the method. That in case you have any problem, you should let me know. So for this method, were you able to cover all the methods? Because the most important thing is for you to know that all this method of a string exist, so that when we want to use them, it's possible that you know that it exists. But even if you don't, you have not used them. When the time when you're supposed to use them start, you'll be able to refer back to what you've learned. So, uh, so which one did you study among them, among the functions? What does that capitalize represent? Okay. What of this case food? That is it the first letter of a string? Let's see. String testing. Let's see. Message data is equal to welcome to and see. So let's try it. Let's say message data dot what? Let's say, are you sure this one message data will be inside the case food? No, it will still return this one. Let me see. Sorry. Because we want to convert that string. Look at it now. Is the message. We say message dot. There are some method that take parameter that you need to pass something in there. Maybe if I want to find something, all this one. So like this find now, if you check it out, ends with her. So encode, can't. All this one they are method without return time. So let's say center, maybe here we want to say dot center. So it will return the string in the center. Let's try to see. Okay. Now, if you now what I expect you to do is you need to go through this one, click it, look at it. So print the word banana. Takes up to the space of 20 character with banana in the middle. Let's see. This is what I when I say you should go through it. Yes, that is the this. So in case you need to do that, so that means and it will now return the string. So if I say center, I put 20 here, or maybe I put 10 here, so it will now return the. You see, you don't know this one now, but when the time comes that you need to use it, you understand? When the time comes that you need to just know that this thing exists. Can you see it now? See the space. There are times that you need to use all this. So what I ask you to do is go through this one ends with. You want to test whether it ends with a particular this thing, which will return true or false. You understand? I can say, let me say, okay, if message dot ends with, so ends with what? Let me say uh sy, eh? Print uh correct. You understand? S print incorrect. So now we expect that it will print correct now. Can you see it? So I can say even dot center 50. This is a string. That's it. It will print correct, but it will center it. Can you see it? Mhm. So this is you will still. I'll still go to give you this task. I want you to identify every method there. This one is numeric. Is what? Numeric. Is what? This one is digit. If all character in the string are what? Digit. You understand? There are times that you want to test. Let me say statement of statement is equal to, so let me say print is you see is, can you see all the method is add number. If you say is add number, if you put this, that is alphanumeric, it will tell you. You see it's print true, right? But if you try immediately, you just try something, even when you say dot, is it will bring all the method. We want to check whether it is active value, or you want to check whether it's decimal, it's digit. You understand? It's lowercase, it's in lowercase, it's numeric, it's printable, it's space. Like this one now is spaced. If there is any space between this thing, it's tied to. You can check whether a string is tied to. I hope you understand. Whether it's, a string is in uppercase. So whether is it a number? Most of the time, if you want to convert something to uh to number, let me give you an example. It's numeric. It will bring a false, right? False, right? Let's say we want to be converting a number. Let's say we say salary is equal to, let's put it in form of a string. We put t. So now, if you now say uh, converted salary is equal to, I can put int, right? Salary. So if I say print converted salary, this one will give us error. Do you know why? T, an integer will never take t. It will only work if there is no letter, this in there. So if we run it now, can you see the error? Invalid literal for this, literal for this. Can you see it? Now, before you convert, you understand? we can say is equal to 0. We can now say if salary dot what is what digit. You understand? I'm not supposed to put this one. If salary is digit, then that is when we will now say converted int. That is the only time you need to convert it. You understand? Otherwise, it will print 0. So if you run it now, you see that it run fine, it print 0, right? But immediately this one is not, we remove this one. Can you see it actually it print the actual value? So do you understand this thing? Programming is not direct. You understand? You have to be thinking. You have to combine different things. You see, every method there. You see how we use is digit now to control the exception that's supposed to be true. I mean to control the error so that you will not see any error. Do you understand it? That is how I want you to go through all this method, explore them one after, because I want you to do them yourself so that once you know them, anytime we want to work with it, we'll be able to. This is one task. Before the next class, please complete all this thing. Then let's move to Boolean. Boolean is just true or false. Boolean doesn't have any method. You understand? But we can, it only have this typecasting. Let's try something. Mm, Let me say boolean.py. I've been testing. So let's say Python boolean testing.py. It's telling us that it's true. That is, there is a value there. You understand? But you see, it allows you to evaluate any value. See, if at times if you want to check for a value, let me say, okay, salary is equal to, let's say you receive a salary in form of a string. You understand? See, I want you to know something. There are times that you receive something from, maybe you receive something from my hand, from another application that is in form of a string. And your application take what? Integer. So that's why you need to convert it to what? Integer. You know, like now, we can use this one, we can test whether it is empty. You understand? If I print, you know, salary have a way to check whether it's like a string. I didn't see if we have whether we can check whether it is empty in a string. See all the method of a string that you're supposed to take one after the other and study. Is swipe case, is fill. You see, there is no method that tell us whether it is empty. You understand? But we can say print salary is no. Whether it will print whether it is no. Right? The salary is not no. You understand? But you can actually check if salary is empty by saying boolean salary. You understand? If you try this one will give you false. Do you know why? Because there is nothing in this word string. Let's try it. Can you see? You see where we use it now? We try to check. Now, If I say put something, you see it will give me true because the string contain a content. Can you see it? Hmm. So that is where we use that boolean. It's the same thing with all this one too. So you see now any number is what? True. Except what? Zero. You understand? Let's say zero. Let's print something. Boolean uh is zero. Let's try. Let's say boolean minus 10. Let's see whether minus is equal to, you see, it's not perfect for number, but minus 10 is equally a number, but it's a number anyway. So but when you see zero, when you try to test a digit, when the boolean return false, so that means the digit has zero value. You see all this one that we tested the other time, we've tested all this one. So I don't want to function that can return a true boolean. No, I don't want us to go to function now because we are not there yet. See, is instance of they are just telling you that it will return true or false. There is a method called is instance. You understand? So is instance, you will pass the data. Then you just want to say whether the type of this data is what? Integer. You understand? Which will now print true or what? False. For example, if you come here, it will return true, right? But if we put str, it return false because it's not instance of. If you put like a complex, uh, it will return false. You understand? So remember, you know one method now that you can use to check a type. You understand? Mm. The different way that we have different way that we can use to take test. You know here when we said is digit, right? You understand? Say we can say instead of its digit, let me copy it. We can still say instead of its digit, right? We can say is instance of, that is salary, now say int. You know this is another way. Do you get it? If I give you something to do now, let's say I give 10 people something to do, the same task. Somebody may do it in one way, another person another way, another person another way. You will still arrive at the same answer. But when you get in deep, what we used to consider is how fast is this method compared to that string. You understand? But for now, just take it. You get what I'm saying? If you say Python, what is that guy? String testing.py. Can you see? What does it return? Returns zero because it's not instance of. Can you see it now? We can't use this method because this is instance of what? String. So this one doesn't work here. It will not work here. You understand? Because now it work fine here, but when you make this one, it will still be returning instance of string because it's still a what? A string. But the only way you can do is you can now test further. You understand? And we are still coming to how when we use and. So let's talk about operator. When we talk about operator, use operator to perform operation on variables and values. In the example below, This is we have arithmetic. Look at the operators we have. We have what? Arithmetic operator, assignment operator, comparison operator, logical identity operator, membership operator, bitwise operator. So we use this bitwise for when you are doing some sort of a mathematical calculation. Members, some sort of maybe when you want to do set, set in mathematics. Hmm. So these identity operators, we call it, you see how we use every decision. So all these arithmetic operators, you understand this. It's still the same thing that happens in mathematics. The same way it works in mathematics, that is how it works. This multiplication, this is multiplication, this is division, this is modulo. Do you know how these modulos work to return the remainder? This is exponential, and that is if I put 2 here, I put x raised to power. If I put 3, that's 2 raised to power what? 3. You understand? 2 raised to power 3. So it will now be, so if I put, so go and try it. This is floor division, whole number, correct? So if you want to do a division, all these things, see, when you get to where you need to use them, I'm not going to be the one to tell you. That is why you need to remember them. You understand? Okay. Now, this one, Python assignment operator. You understand this? Uh-huh. If I say x is equal to 5, if I say x plus, look at x plus. If I say x plus is equal to what? 3. It's still the same thing as x is equal to x plus what? 3. So for example, let me say x is equal to 10. Okay, there is operators. Operators is divine reserved keyword. Can I say x plus is equal to 50, 30? So if I print this, so the meaning of this is x, the meaning of this is x is equal to x plus what? 30. So, and initially x was what? 10. I'm adding this guy to it, making it uh, Python operator. I somebody said they saw my tutorial online that they want me to join one company to be part of people training. I don't know. Let me see. I'm not, yeah, I have a lot of things, so I don't even think I can. So there are so many benefits when you learn. You throw. I will show you later so that it will boost your morale. Uh, all this one is the same thing, the same pattern with the first one. This one is just instead of using this greater than. This is a shift operator. If I explain to you now, you will not understand. See, if you shift to the shift operator, can you see it? Shift to the right. Uh, Let me say the to shift 3 times. The shift operator, which is we will explain it later when we get to shift operator. We can shift to the right, shift to the left. When you work with operating system use this kind of operators when you are trying to write some sort of logic, especially when you are trying to do some sort of memory management. Comparison operators are used here You understand this? You understand this? Logical operator. Logical operators when I need to combine, if you need to combine something together, and if you need to use or, if you use a not, you understand? I can now say if, yes, it must just evaluate to true. Yes. So this one, the two must be true. This one, at least one. This one, none of the this thing. That is, if I say not x less than this, and that is, as long as these two conditions did not meet, then that's one when you want certain things to what execute. And we have identity operator. That's is not. You get this one? Hello? Do you understand this one? Okay, let's go there. Let's say x. If I say if x is 5, right? Print, I got a number. You understand? So let me see. You see, it doesn't print I got the number. What happened? We don't want to use a x is y. Okay, x is y is not okay. Let me say data is equal to 5. I say if x is data, print this, else print not valid. So it's just trying to say if something is something. So now if I change this one to what, like 40 now, you think it's 50? Sorry, 14, because x modification of x here. Can I see it? Is, if you want to say is, but you can say uh equal to, you understand? You can decide, but at times if you want to use is, you use is, and if you want to say is not, here it's not equal to, you understand? Mhm. You can say it's not this, you understand? Eh, that's where to use it. It's just different way, but at times you want to combine, you want to test an object. If an object is something, you get the gist. And we have in, we have not in, you understand? Do you know how this one works? Uh-huh. Maybe you can use it for string and test whether something is in, whether something is not in. So it's a general operator that you can use for list, for tuple, for, I mean, for string. Even though the string has a method that you can use to check whether something is in string. This is a general method, operators. Aha, this is zero field shift by zero by pushing zero in from the right and let the most bit for likewise this. Let's try this guy. This one is all, this one is bitwise operator. You see, I told you that we use this in some sort of binary operation. So if you say print 6 and what? So the an operator compare each bit and set it to 1 if both are 1. You understand? Otherwise set to 0. So now Look at this. This is a binary for this. This is for this. You understand? So if you want to print this now, this and this, it will try to where there is a this in here. Yes, look, does it have it will try to compare the two. Pum, 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 pum. If they match based on this, it will otherwise it will put what? I think the only place that is match here is here. Yes. So that is how that one work. You can just go ahead to study, invert all this, study this one. Let me say, okay, now go and study this one together with the method of the string. If you didn't understand any of this, take note of them. I will explain to you. Please complete all the method of a string. I will just choose method randomly and tell you to explain to me. Because the essence of this is I want you to understand the entire method. Just what's today's date? Today is Wednesday. There will not be class this week again. Complete everything. Take them one after the other. Interact with it. So when you interact with it, you leave them. See, a method that you study today, in the next 3 years, there's tendency that that is when you will need it. You now go back that, oh, I've came across this thing before. Let me go and check it. So you check the use as that time, then you start using it. Do you get it?